Hey there, it's Farmer Ann, but I'm just taking a break from being Lawyer Ann. I took off my jacket and I wanted to give you a quick insight to follow up on my last conversation. So the thing that I keep alluding to is there are three ways that I like to integrate unsweetened chocolate into everyday foods and your own recipes. And those three ways are cocoa powder, cacao nibs or cocoa nibs, and 100% or unsweetened chocolate. And the interesting thing that I had to kind of prove the theory is that there are different flavor components that respond to different delivery mechanisms. And this isn't just true of chocolate, it's true of everything, that it's either water, alcohol, or oil. And a flavor component is going to respond differently. It was interesting. My mom was making a sauce for Christmas Eve dinner. We were having friends over, and the sauce asked for a vodka. And we both tasted it before, and I knew what was coming because of all of my experimentation, but I didn't let on to Mom. And I knew that her reaction when we tasted it was, well, it's kind of flat. And I said, well, why don't you taste it after you add the alcohol? And she, who has spent a lifetime of trying incredible recipes, and she's a good cook, and she understands food intuitively, and subscribed to Bon Appetit and still has a massive pile of them. She understands food, and yet she was shocked to have that dramatic a differential by adding a teaspoon of vodka into mayonnaise and ketchup-based sauce called rosemary. At any rate, this experimentation for me, again, took months to start to better comprehend which of those three components of unsweetened chocolate I just mentioned. So the cacao nibs, the cocoa powder, and the 100% chocolate. There are obvious hints on what medium they're best suited to based on their fat content. The cacao nibs and chocolate retain a whole bunch of cocoa butter. And so it's pretty obvious that a lot of their flavoring components are conveyed through fat. But the cocoa powder, which you get cocoa powder by grinding up cacao nibs and then squeezing all of the cocoa butter out of it to make it powdery, and not surprisingly, cocoa powder works better in water or alcohol. And by better, I mean that I can almost get to the same result in flavor nuances and complexity across these three cocoa products by using the proper ratio and the proper delivery mechanism of either fat-based or water alcohol-based. The interesting thing is I couldn't actually get there with cocoa powder without a little bit of alcohol. So there are some flavor components and or aroma components in the cocoa powder that aren't accessible without that alcohol bump. So that's what I know about how to get the most out of the flavor of unsweetened cocoa or chocolate products.